All right, here goes another one of my long, boring videos. But this little farmall 140 is complete. All right, I'm gonna go through this, kind of what I did. Some of the stuff I fixed, some of it I didn't fix. I'm gonna show the flaws. There's quite a few of them. All right, let's start with the hydraulic pump. That's my pump off a scrap one I had here. Kind of got pinched for money on this project. Some things, I'm well over 6,000 now, just parts, no labor. And what I mean by labor, none of my labor. And a boy I had here, paying him to clean up some of these parts. Anyhow, all right, the bumper. Y'all see what the bumper looked like when I got it? Now I went and decided to keep the OEM headlights in it for now. I'm gonna see what it's like in the dark, how far I can see with the back LED light. But it's pretty much complete as far as I'm gonna get it. I got the layoff bar is painted. Ooh, what did I lay? The layoff bar is laying over here. That's nice and painted. I gotta get this out of here, get this place cleaned up. The layoff bar is nicely painted. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do first. I got all the chain drives on now. I need to make another adjustment on my front hydraulic lift. I couldn't figure out why everything was so out of whack. But what done happened is I done messed up and put everything together and then adjust the hydraulic. Now I can't get an Allen wrench on there to move this block. I adjusted as far as I could and I was getting a little skittish. I'm gonna do some touch up on that. I said, I'm gonna work this tractor. It's gonna do garden work. It's gonna do hunt club work. It's gonna be work. It's gonna do driveway work. I needed to tear them final drives down to fix that massive gear oil leak I had around the back wheel. And I've been steady collecting, slowly collecting stuff like the battery box, the little shield down here, and a hopper top, and just slowly just collecting little small stuff. Wheel weights, the correct toolbar. I had a mismatched set of toolbars. Slowly collecting the little small stuff, the headlights, the part of the hood, and I'll run over the hood one more time with a ditch here. I cut the bottom off of that hood, took the front off, took the side limb off of it. Took two hoods, made one. I paid $100 for that hood off Craigslist. Yes, $100 for that hood off Craigslist. That's the bottom. Welded it, cut it off, welded it on this one. Took one emblem off of it. Took the front grate off of it. That's an aftermarket. Emblem. This was a used bumper off late somewhere in the 70s, I think. I think that's what he had there. Came off of 60s, 70s, mid 70s, late 70s. But anyway, that's what the bumper came off of. I said a lot of this stuff don't even supposed to be on here. I'm thinking 59 they offered probably a bumper. But anyway, I double wheel weighted this front wheel because when I was bush hogging with my 5-foot bush hog, that front wheel was steadily wanting to come off the ground. That front wheel did not have no weight on it. The tractor came with one weight on, just only on the left side. But what I did was I had to buy a pair of them, so I should put the pair of them on this one wheel. I don't know how the steering box is going to act toward that, but people run wheel. I've seen them with wheel weights with loaded front tires. So, I mean, it shouldn't be no more than a loaded front tire, I would think. Anyway, go on around here. That's an OEM headlight. Painted the carburetor, painted the alternator. Now, talk about this muffler. That is not a new muffler. I bought this muffler last year, but what happened was I ran this tractor with a lean carburetor on it. And it turned the muffler white and basically baked it because the exhaust was running hot. Carburetor's running lean, it's gonna run your exhaust hot. Meaning running lean is not getting enough fuel. Anyway, black ring cap, black radiator cap, black air filter cap, black gas cap, black alternator, black carburetor, black toolbars, black fertilizer drive. And just a little FYI, if you have this one here with the single idler, that thing got to be swung back onto the back. That's what it's got to be swung to, not up to the front. It's two different styles of these. One of them has got the double wheel on it. The other drive I got it on the Super A has got the little double wheel up here. But this one got the single wheel, two different styles. I don't know which one's older and which one's newer. One's probably going to be newer or older than the other. I don't know which one I got here. But then just a single wheel, single tensioner. You swing that back there into the back. And she'll take the tension up pretty well. This is a Rust-Oleum red and black paint job. The cream white is magic. Said paint, mix hardening and everything. Then my toolbars. Now toolbars, I did those with a brush. I did all my fertilizer drives with a brush. Get on back here to the back. This is an aftermarket gear knob. It is not solid plastic. It is rubber. You can push on it with your hand. It is rubber. My hands are dirty. Got it all over this. This is not a trailer queen. It's not a museum queen or anything else. Now, Brandon Bristow. I'm going to use these with my bush hog. So I did buy these from Brandon Bristow. About $15 a piece. But they work real well. So I got a little more adjusting to do on that front one. The rear one is perfect. But what happened was when I rebuilt the touch control, I'm skipping over. I supposed to start at the front of the tractor. But when I rebuilt the touch control, what I done was I done got this out of whack. And I've been adjusting it here and there, and I'm going to touch up some of these little paint spots. I've been adjusting on it here and there, and I got it out of whack. I can't get to the Allen screws on the other side behind the starter. I tried adjusting the rod and make up for it, but I got to the point now, I feel like if I don't put some heat on that rod, I'm going to wring it off. So we're going to let that ride for now. Trying to get this out of here today and get it back away where I stored it. Anyway, engine. All I did to the engine, I ran the engine, got it hot, and whipped the valve cover off real quick while the engine was hot, retorqued the heads. And it was a long ways off. Put a new valve cover gasket on it, took the oil pan off, cleaned the oil pan out good, put a new oil pan gasket on that. All right. Rebuilt the touch control. I put a used hydraulic pump on it off an A I had here, a scrap one. Get the correct toolbars on it. I replaced all these bolts. All these bolts has been replaced. So I ain't got to beat on them. When I'm ready to swap stuff out real quick. That was aggravating. All right, each final drive has been completely rebuilt. Now, let me make it sound like that. I replaced every seal, O-ring, and gasket on the final drives on both of them. I replaced the seals on the sides of the transmission. And new brake bands on each side. Complete battery box. This was a used box. It's not perfect. A complete battery box. All right. I'm trying not to miss anything here. All right. Replaced this. I added the helper spring. I replaced the old style cultivator bar, the hook back here, with the newer style U-shape for the fast hitch. All right. I'm going to get all the way around it. Put a new light switch in here. Everything is working. I wired this up today. I did a couple of videos on a few little wiring tricks or whatever, lights. The first notch is headlight. See, this is a LED light. I'm going to see what this looks like. This is a big wide flood beam. And I'm going to see how it looks, how far it shines when I'm outside in the dark. I might go and replace the front one. See, the problem is this is a flood beam. The rear is a flood beam, and the front is the spot beam. And I don't know if you're going to see real far with that flood beam on the front. I don't need to see far on the back. because I just need to see my implement back here. I don't need to see nothing else. All right, that's low beam. I think, yeah, the low got low and high. Now the LED ain't dimmable. That don't dim. It just flickers when you switch from one to the other. It don't dim. The headlights do. All right, the next notch is headlights and a flasher. I did a little video on how to work the flasher. So I drive on the highway very much, fooling with the deer plots and the hunt club stuff. I want to be seen. And the flashers work with the headlights on. The headlights is going to be on while the flasher's on. But that's a good thing. They get people to see you when you got your flashers on. You get a little something extra. That's good there. I said, then that's high beam, and then low beam, and then off. All right. But that's the headlight switch. And I'm going to walk around this thing on a separate video and see where I got some of these other parts from. It's a good source, too. All right, did the bar. I got the extension for that. I have an extension for it. If I ever get to the point, I have this extension for this. I did not put it on here because I was scared it was going to damage. It's a bushing. Now I was scared it was going to damage that bushing. Trying to take it out of this piece and put it in this piece. So I just left it alone. Because you're supposed to put that bushing in there. But if I don't feel like I need that for anything, I'm not going to put it. Never worry about putting it on now. All right. I racked my head for about a good solid month on this right here. How in the world am I going to get that wire to stay in that little channel there? How in the world am I going to accomplish that? Well, I was uptown today. I was going this morning because I did the wiring earlier today. I said, well, I need to find something to stick to that, glue it or something or another. And the light bulb turned on. I said, fool, the automotive companies been doing this for years and years and years and years. If you ain't ever took panels off or anything inside a vehicle, you probably won't know what I'm talking about. But what automotive companies do, they take duct tape and they duct tape the wires down in the channel. And that's where it stays. And this is the genuine duct tape. This ain't the aftermarket stuff. Now they sprayed a little, touched it, sprayed a little IH, Rust-Oleum IH red on it. We'll see what happens. But I see no other way of keeping that wire in that little channel. Because you got to have it tied up, because if not, get a vine or something, it'll wrap around the tire. These lights here, I just grounded them right back to the light. What I did with these. Nothing fancy. And run one single hot wire. I come around here and I dipped down, and then I ran up through here and run in the bottom of the box here. Down there. It's a hole in the bottom of that box, and ran up through that little hole. And the wire laid down there and is wrapped around a little, what this thing's called, but it's wrapped around that 3 or 4 times. All right. It takes care of the caution light. This is the LED light off Amazon. A separate video on that. Slow moving sign. Complete fast hitch. I'm going to show you some of these flaws I'm talking about. This was stripped out. All right, I can't adjust this up, shorten this no more, but I can go plenty down. And the only time I'm needed to go down is maybe with a turning plow. I'm not sure. I don't really know how to set one of them up on this fast hitch, but we'll figure that out later. All right. Anyhow, but if I can use I'm going to get me a straight road blade. I'm going to have my box blade. I'm going to put me a prong on my box blade also. And I can still go way down with it. This is nothing but a piece of threaded rod, been welded to the old one. The threads are stripped on this and stripped in here. And just welded that threaded rod connector on top of it. But it's level all the way up, but I can't go no further down. But anyhow, got all this together, my feet together. That's the trailer hitch. Man, flip that around the other way. Look, it looks good like that. I had another set of cultivator bars. Those are the ones with my 3-point hitch arms. I just use these. I got another set that don't have that little ear on it, but I went on to use these because if I ever want, I was thinking about trying to work these arms, the 3-point hitch arms in here, but the slow moving sign and everything's gonna be in the way of putting the bar across there, so we're gonna fool with that. We're gonna do something different on a 3-point. I might not even work with it. I'm not sure yet. I'm back and forth on it. I got a disc I'm gonna go pick up, a bog disc I'm gonna pick up Saturday morning for the 1-point. My corn planter's gonna be 1-point. And I think I'm gonna do my bush hog to 1-point. And that's gonna take care of the 140. I mean, I might pick me up a little chisel plow or something later. I'm definitely gonna get a turning plow for it. I do all that 1-point. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna fool the 3-point. That's gonna be about all I need. Anyway, did this same side, did this same way. Duct tape the wire up in the channel. They painted the duct tape. And I got a little more tweaking to do, like on these arms and stuff. But got my steering wheel on there, got my little cap on there. I don't think I got the right cap. I don't know. I've seen them both with that kind of cap. I've seen the glass style looking one too, and that cap. I don't know which one's supposed to be on it. I got that one mainly because of the price. The price one, but I don't know, $15. But the other one's like 60 or 70 bucks. But anyway, this is why I was tweaking on that, I don't want to move it no more. And it got real hard, and I really don't want to put no heat on it. And it got hard to turn because the thread's so dirty up here. I need to get down in here. I'm probably going to take the starter back off. Just take the starter off and adjust that correctly. But anyway, I don't plan on taking this fertilizer drive back off either. I'm gonna leave that on here. I'm gonna pop my chain off when I'm not using it and just roll it up under there. I'm not taking this drive piece back off. That's on there to stay. I'm gonna take this piece off when I'm not using it, but this piece is gonna stay on there. I'm hoping my drive link bar is gonna fit. Like I said, both final drives have been done. And I got that hung under there for now till I get ready to use it. And this is farmall floor mat I put in here. I had to pull it all back apart to get this in here. I mean, pull it back apart, pull the shield and stuff back off. But we got it. It looks good. And the only thing I don't like about having this floor mat in here is that's going to hold moisture under there. But it looks good. Got my toolbox mounted on there, but to get it, I mounted it over here. That's why I mounted it at first. And it was hitting the back of my leg, and I didn't like that, so I moved it. If I need anything out of it, I'm just going to just lift the seat up like that and get it. But that's all right. That's no big deal. Agri supply seat. Say it again, agri supply seat in back. But everything lights is wired up and it's all pretty much together. I said I got to do just a little bit more adjusting on that hydraulic on the front. See how the levers ain't straight with each other. I got it out of whack, but I can't adjust it. I was trying to catch it up right here, and I'm just don't want to go no more with it. Need to loosen it here and adjust it right here is where you need to do it at, because that's why I knocked it out of whack at. Because it won't like this till I pull it apart. But pretty much sums it up. I mean, like I said, the engine, I ain't did none of that. Let's see here, what else I'm missing? Redone that complete, the hopper completely. Redone that thing completely. And I figured out why this thing is cocked like this. I tweaked it, and this has been broke off before and re-welded. See the splatter, the wheel splatter on it? I didn't do that. Someone else did it. They broke it off and welded it. It needs to be cut off and then tweaked back up like this and re-welded. But they probably had a coal hopper on it. A coal got a huge hopper or riding it up down the highway. Ran these tractors for tobacco. That's what they brought for. They brought for the back around here. They probably riding it up down the highway with that thing slap full of fertilizer. They fill it up at the farm, at the shop or whatever, and then drive it to the tobacco field, put it tobacco and use the fertilizer and drive it back up the road, back to the farm or whatever, the shop. More than likely, all that bouncing up down the road probably broke it off of there. And somebody welded it back on there. Not exactly straight. But it turned out really well. It's going to look really good and sporty once I get my international corn planter back. I don't know what happened there. He called me last week and a half ago. He was getting started on it, but I don't need it right now. I told him to take his time on it. If he had anything else popped up more important to jump on it. But anyway, this is about a fully decked, fully trimmed out unit with about every option that you can possibly get besides a belly planter. I don't have a belly planter, but I don't think there's too many more options you can put on this thing. Got the bumper and the slow moving sign bracket and all the lights and the light brackets and the fast hitch and the cultivator feet. And as far as putting it on the tractor, I don't think there's a whole lot more you can do to it. As far as accessories, I mean, I added some stuff that really supposed to be on there, like that floor mat. That gear shifter, I just cut that down. I measured the one on the Super A about 7.5 inches. Somebody welded the extension on it. For some reason, it was way up here above the touch control. You're busting knuckles in it. I just cut that down and then put that aftermarket little rubber. That's not a solid plastic knob like was on it. That's a soft rubber knob, but it looks good. It's going to work great. I don't think there's another idea I had rambling in my head here. Some maybe opinion or two on this. I had this light laying right here, and I was just playing around with it. I thought about doing. I couldn't get this mounted nowhere where it would satisfy me. I think it looks a little foolish right here. It looks a little foolish there. I think it looked better there than there. I can take that bolt out. What I was planning on doing was cocking it down here like that. So if I get hung up in the dark, cultivating or side dressing my garden, because I'm gone 11, 12 hours a day on a minimum. Right now it's about 12 flat. From the time I leave here to I get back, 10 on the job, then an hour to the job, and an hour back. About 12 flat. I'm gone. But I think maybe getting me another international light. I was just playing with this one, another factory international light, and doing this with. And maybe shine it down here. I don't have nowhere down here to put it. And I can drill a little tiny hole around with single wire and run it straight down in that box. That tube is hollow. Run straight down that steering shaft tube there. Run right into my stuff. But that's kind of what with a flood beam shining down here. I think that'd been pretty neat. But my wife hand painted all this. Somebody look at the video. You can't buy that like that. They're hand painted. They're custom. It's supposed to be the aluminum color, but she hand painted the black end on all of it. The farmall part's supposed to be black, but the McCormick didn't supposed to be outlined like that. But I think it looks way better that way. I sprayed this with the paint gun with the Magic IH white, and then came back and then she hand painted the rest of it in. But I think it turned out excruciating well. You're gonna see a lot of this on my channel. This tractor over the summertime, all the way to the fall. This one I'm gonna do majority of my work with. So get the old Super A for backup, and there's some other stuff around here that ain't international. Cute that way, it ain't international. Excuse me. A few others right here that ain't international, but anyway. Got an international 2444. Might do a little video on that one sooner or later. Good time to do a paint review on that one. That one sits outside. But anyway, yeah, look at there. I ain't even put my pen back in there. Oh, my pen. I didn't even lash my pen in there. Anyhow, it's pretty simple. See, we're pretty much done. I'm so glad to be done with this. I've been messing with this for well over a month now. Well over a month. I can use some new shoes on the rear, but oh, they're not leaking down. We're gonna ride them. They got half thread or so. We're gonna ride them things. This is a hobby. I think they'll be fine. So I don't think there's no other factory accessories you can put on this thing. I don't think there's no other accessory that can be put on it. That's factory. Oh, and in case anybody's wondering, look closely at them lights. I think what happened was I got two left sides, but you can tell the difference that you're really looking at. So I'm gonna point the flaws out also. You can't tell it from back here unless you really look at it and examine it like from the side, and you can kind of see that it don't quite line up with each other. I think I got two lefts. That's the most popular one is a left. The very last years I think had a left and a right. But there was very many of them made with just the lefts on it to the traffic side. But unless you really look at it, you can't tell it. So I'm gonna point all the little flaws out too, like that piece there that we patched together. I think that's gonna work out fine. Anyway, if there's any more flaws I can point out on this thing, I already beat the paint up. I took a link of the chain. I laid it up there and beat it on the end of the toolbar. But I painted my international. I got a set of international row healers. I painted them up too with the brush. Did silver on the rings on the inside, so you can't really see the wheel. I brought the tractor like that, but I'm gonna point the flaws out. I brought the tractor like that. Look at that, got dirt on there. That ain't a mist paint spot, it's just dirt. Anyway, them holes are wallowed in that wheel. Somebody had them washers on there like that, and I cried many miles with it past fall. I had a problem with the wheel coming loose, so we're gonna, if the wheel ever start coming loose, we'll go get a number. But on them washers that's holding, we're gonna ride her. Paint a little oil cap black, a little detail, just a little bit. But I'm done to do this thing. I'm gonna do a little bit of tweaking, a little more tweaking on the hydraulics and try to get that pretty much straight. But it's pretty much a finished product here. So I might swap out that fertilizer drive later, but right now we're gonna run this one. I said, unless you're really paying attention to it. And look, there's something else. When I put it on this channel, and a little few handfuls of my family members right around here, and a couple neighbors down the road, nobody can look at this but me. Why look at this but me? I'm happy, I'm smiling. So we ain't worried about too much more the rest of it. I pretty much got it the way I want it. And that's what I'm talking about, the shield, see? I run an overrun adapter, and this shield ain't in the way of that. So can't be too many more accessories we put on this thing here. Anyway, a fully decked out farmall 140. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. I ain't missed nothing. I think we got everything covered. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.